We're going to walk out of here in Paris, and we already know we're likely to get an agreement. That agreement will not be enough to fight dangerous climate change. So we've known that for a long time, and we still know that. We'll know that when we leave here. So the first thing all of us need to do when we leave Paris is we need to start talking to each other.
We have started a campaign how we can create 1 million green jobs within the next decade. For that to happen, government, industry, and of course the trade union movement, the environment movement, all have to work together for us to accomplish that goal. And our priority is to focus on that specifically. At the same time, recognizing we have to have a very clear understanding, how do we create a just transition mechanism?
We need to probably now, post-Paris, try and find some very concrete fossil fuel projects which are closing down and the transition is happening. For example, in Italy, the company called Enel, the largest energy utility, is shutting down all their nuclear and fossil fuel plants and are making those transitions. So we could probably reach out and work with them to have a couple of practical pilots to see how it happens, so that we will make mistakes, we will learn from them and so on. We can't continue now to just talk in theoretical terms. We now have to develop a body of knowledge based on practice.
One of the biggest problems that we've been fighting back home is against privatization of the power industry. And one of the sectors that government is now looking into is to privatize electric cooperatives that has been very successful, in electrifying the rural areas. And we sense that this will lead to massive dislocation of our members. So we started organizing the workers, and we started organizing with the community. And that's where we realized that, hey, while fighting privatization, we should train our members to install and repair and manage solar panels for people.
In crises, there are also opportunities. It is now a chance for Africa to industrialize, to build industries, but in a more greener and more sustainable way. There is a lot of filth in Africa at the moment, so recycling could be an opportunity for employment for everybody, rural people, persons living with disabilities. It is a chance for us not to leave anybody behind.
That big struggle, the transition into renewable energy, what we can learn from that is that sustained pressure coming at it from many different angles, lots of different actors, a diversity of approaches, that is one of the things that brings success.
So it's important that we create one unifying message for all people of the world to understand that climate change is real and we are going to perish unless we organize, change our way of doing things, change our production and consumption methods.
We need to continue building up awareness among the workers themselves and among other social movements to work together so that we can force government to actually come up with practical solution.
This has been a conceptual discussion. It has to become a practical discussion. And to make that real, we have to sit with the government and say, how do we do this in a real way, in a meaningful way, that say to workers, this is what a just transition mechanism will look like to help workers and their families deal with the changes that are coming.